Hey YouTube, WillNate35, this is Rick. We are opening another box from Hobby King. Yes, another box from Hobby King. So let's get right to it. Alright, it's the Avios Bush Mule, as you already knew from the title. And this is going to be a plane that I'm going to have a lot of fun with, because it's just good for any time, anywhere. Alright, so let's look at the specs. There it is. And there that is. So it's pretty good sized plane. And now let's open it up and see which color I got. Okay, so as you can see, I got the red, white, and I think there's some blue on this thing too. I can't remember, but I got the red version. And let's take the parts out and check it out. Okay, so I've laid out all the parts that came out of that box right out here. So first we'll give a quick look at everything, and then we'll get a little bit closer and look at each individual parts just a little closer. Alright, so we'll start off with this FPV canopy. Again, that's obviously something you'd want to use if you want to FPV this plane. So you have a canopy ready for that. So that's a pretty cool thing to have. And then you have your winglets. I believe this mounts to your rear elevator, the horizontal stabilizer. You get 2 sets of props, counter rotating. Then comes with the landing gear, of course, with the weird foam tires. The optional skis, well, actually they're not optional; they come with your kit, so that's cool. Okay, then comes obviously with the struts, wing struts, and all the not all the tools, but you have a screwdriver there, I think. Did it have a screwdriver? No, it does not have a screwdriver. Oh my God! But anyhow, you have all your nuts and bolts and what have you in there. Control rods. So that's that. Now you have your rudder. It's very nice, I think. I like the colors on it, and even the little Bush Mule emblem looks pretty cool. Alright, here is the middle part of the wing, obviously with the 2 engines and a whole lot of wires. Just a quick close-up on the flaps. It's very similar to the Tundra, so we'll go all the way 90 degrees on this baby, so it'll slow you down quite a bit. And I like that; it's pretty cool. Oh, last thing about this, it does have these plastic cowlings, which I really like. Very thin plastic though, but it looks good. But really thin plastic, as you can hear. Okay, so here's one of the wings. This is the right wing, or right side wing. Here's the top, and here's the bottom. This comes with lights. In this case, this one is the green light. I don't know if you can see that, but there's the green light. So that's the wing. And lastly, we'll see the fuse. And there's the fuse with the horizontal stabilizer or elevator. Let's look inside. Let's check it out. First, let's look at the side access door. That's gonna be pretty handy to have, so you can put your hand in there if you need to move anything around or whatever it is that you need to do. And now let's look inside. I can open this thing up. Hold on one second. Let me pause this. And the magnet was pretty strong on this thing, so here it is. Nice and open. There's a lot of space in here. A lot of space. So you should be able to move that battery, whatever battery you decide to use on this thing, around pretty well. And there's the little nose cone that's detachable. Pull that out. It's got a little magnet, I think, somewhere, or not. There's no magnet on this. It just fits a little snugly in the front. That's where it goes, obviously. But there you go. that's all the pieces for the Avios Bush Mule. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and start building it. I'll take some notes if needed and let you guys know how the build went. If there's any things that I thought were cons, whatever the case may be, I'll jot it down and share it with you guys, and hopefully at the end I get to help somebody out. And if this thing's so simple there's nothing to say about it, then I'll say that as well. But I'll get going, and I'll see you in a little bit. Alright guys, so this is a little hard to see, but there are basically 4 of these screws, and these are the slightly bigger screws versus these right here. These already have what looks to be almost like a built-in washer, because it's, look at the head. There you go. I'm using that for the landing gear, for the back landing gear, just like that. This I haven't figured out where that's going to be used for, but I'm sure that's the ones that get the washer. And then these long screws here, thin long screws with a thread in the bottom, and nothing in the middle. Those are going to be the screws I'm going to use to screw in the rudder. And then there's also one other set of screws, which is the long, thicker screws, and that's going to go for the main wing. So that's what I'm using with the screws. Alright guys, so these screws here, the one that I said that I didn't have any idea where they go to, I have an idea. They go here for the wings. That's where they go. So there you go. Those are the wing screws that you'll need. Alright, I'm gonna keep going. So far, no issues whatsoever. I can't think of anything right now that I've had any issues with, so it's really right now the only thing I'm thinking about is how the heck do I do all these wires. But I think at this point now I'm going to look at the instructions and see what the heck that thing tells me. I mean, everything's nicely labeled. This one says lamp on it, which I believe is just the door, the rear, the door underneath, where you can either do candy drops or parachuters or whatever you want to drop. And you got your elevator, it says LE right on there. You got your 2 throttle wires, flap, and so on. So everything's nicely labeled. I just need to figure out how to basically put all that stuff on the receiver. So that's my next thing, and I'll show you how it looks when it's done. Okay, so here is the throttle, 2 throttle wires. It did not have this Y connector, so this is something that I already had, so I used that to go into the receiver. So that was a pain. Why didn't they give us that, or why didn't they give me that? Luckily I had that extra Y cable to be able to use it. The last thing that I noticed that was kind of a pain in the butt is the servo wire for the front wheel is so damn short. You can see that. So it connects to another Y connector right over here. So every time I mess around with it, it unplugs it. So I need to figure out a way to just tidy that up and get it so that it doesn't unplug. And I think I'm gonna just use some hot glue or tape or whatever it is, just so I know that all these connectors, or all these connections, will not unplug itself while I'm flying it. So that's really the main things that I noticed on this build so far that is kind of a con, I would say. Other than that, everything else is going together pretty well. The nose cone here, I am thinking of putting at least a magnet on there, because it's really kind of loose. I think it'll just come off, and there's no magnets in here at all, as you can see. So I need something to kind of make sure that doesn't come off, and I don't want to glue it on. So probably just put a magnet on it. Alright, so I just wanted to plug it in and show you how this whole thing looks so far. Let me just turn off the light real quick so you can see that there is the green light on there. You got your front light. I'm sorry. And there is the blinking red light on top. Other than that, here is the flaps. Get your ailerons. Again, all these things haven't been completely dialed in yet, so not everything is in perfect alignment. Okay, so here is the elevator. A little too close to that. There's that, and the rudder. So everything's working now. Oh, actually, let me show you this. This is the, I don't know, bomb bay, I guess. I don't know. We got 2 settings on it. So that's that. The only thing I didn't plug in is the reverse function. I figured I'm just going to use my 7-channel DX7 on this thing, and you need really like an 8-channel to get that reverse working as well. So I'll just use this for right now, and I think she'll be a nice flyer. Now to finish it off. Alright guys, so there it is. All the building process is done. The only thing that needs to get worked on will be the props getting balanced, checking on the CG, probably maybe trying to figure out a way to keep the battery exactly where I need it. Other than that, it's pretty much ready to rock. Oh yeah, and I still gotta clean up all that wiring that's inside this thing, but everything else is working. Should be a good flying plane. If it's anything like the Tundra, it's gonna be awesome. So with that said, thank you so much for hanging out. Hopefully I was able to help somebody out during this process, and I wish you guys all a great day. WillNate35, please like and subscribe if you can. Have a great day. Bye.